Hello, this is Diane, and we're going to be discussing basic marketing, generating leads, how to use your websites. Your websites are in two different forms. You have what's called landing pages, and you also have actual websites. A website is like Teen to Succeed, Moms for Net Profit, or a health cafe. Those are multi-page sites. You use those sites after you've had someone to an overview and they want additional information. Example, a health cafe. You would use that after you'd had someone to a customer overview or a Go Green. You have your Teen to Succeed, your Moms for Net Profit sites. You would use those when you had someone that was perhaps at a business overview but wanted to get to know the team a little bit. You could use one of those two sites. We do not use those sites for prospecting or generating leads. We don't attach those sites to what would be our emails. We don't attach those sites to our ads. We use one of our landing pages. Now, depending upon what you're trying to market for or to, let's start with customers. You have your Better Health Info, the How to Go Green website. We have various different landing pages for health. You would use a landing page, which is a one-page site, and connect it to anything that you've done for generating leads or advertising for people that would like to get healthy, use organic, save money, become a customer. Those sites are used to generate leads for customers. On the other side, on the left, you have websites that landing pages that are one-page sites that you can use for generating leads for the business. You have your You Can Work at Home, your Work at Home Career Finder, WOM Job Finder. You have one-page sites that you can use for advertising or to connect to your ads, connect to your links, connect to your banners that are business related. You would never connect a Better Health Info to an ad for Work at Home, and you would never connect a Work at Home ad to or site to a customer ad. Always clarify, who's my market? Who am I trying to reach? Who is it that I'm trying to actually talk to? Who's the targeted market? You have sites that will appeal to various different individuals. Make sure that you are trying to attract the right people to the right ad, to the right landing page, that it all sends a message of continuity. That's really important. For instance, if you're on a site that's about health and wellness, I wouldn't necessarily use my How to Go Green. I'd probably use Better Health Info. But by the same token, if I was on a tree hugger site, instead of Better Health, I'd use the How to Go Green. So make sure that the site speaks to the targeted audience that you are advertising to. Now, you've set up a username to your website. That username, chances are at this point, is your name or something that you dreamed up at the time to put and just activate your websites. When your enroller assisted you in activating your websites, they said just pick a username, pick a password. And what I normally do is I say use your name. Just get your site activated. However, now you need to think about changing your username. Your username to go in and out of the promo center, which is where you're training from right now, is actually what appears at the end of all of your landing pages and websites and customizes it to you. It's how the technology behind the site knows it belongs to you, and that as your ads are generating inquiries, it knows to send those to your email and to your inbox in your promo center. It's how the whole system works. So that username is not just a word or two that you use to come in and out of your promo center. It's also sending a message to your targeted audience because it's part of your website names and your landing page names. Example, if your username was why not, then your Team to Succeed site would read teamtosucceed.com/why not. Or if your username for the Promo Center was the number 4 and the letter U now, then at the end of every landing page and website that you have, you would see the For You Now. You want to think about a 1 or 2 word username that would be appropriate at the end of your websites. Now, I really don't recommend anything that has to do with green. I don't recommend anything that has to do with health or money or even business. I recommend that you use something very generic, but something that's easy to remember, something that people can look at and it's kind of catchy. Also, and I won't explain what this is right now, but in our next training I'll explain. I also want you to think of something that's very short and that you can do a redirect around. A redirect just simply means that you can go to GoDaddy and pick that same 1 or 2 word name up and actually own that as an address on the internet. You can do that for about 89 cents, or at least until now you could. And so it's very inexpensive to do that. We'll talk about that later and how that's very, very, very helpful to you. Now, I want you to think about it creatively, but also it should be a name or 2 words that call to action if possible. Like, why not? Get info. Something like that. Your username, and by the way, it can't have any kind of characters. You don't use capitals in it, no spaces. So it's all lowercase. It can have either numbers or words or a combination. Okay? So think of something very catchy. Something that, again, is a call to action. Act now. Information. Okay? So think about that. Write several down. I'm going to give you some assignments here as we go. Write 4 or 5 or 6 down and then talk to your team leader about what they feel would be good to use. Okay? So you understand that your websites, the multi-page sites, are for after an overview for additional information. Your landing pages are actually used for what would be the marketing links to ads.